Sisters or brothers and sisters in the diaspora, welcome. Anyone, anybody getting us on the internet. 91 RealFM 91.5, YouTube, Facebook. Welcome to our program On Target. And remember, we never have a subject matter. We speak about anything: politics, religion, socioeconomic issues, international and regional issues. And you can introduce your own topic. The number to call is 442-0175. And while I await your telephone calls and your comments, or I'll read your written comments on social media, remember the number to call is 442-0175. The question that perhaps begs to be answered is who could make a difference? We are in a society today that man is not a lone ranger. Man is a social being. So when you see some things going on, you have to ask who could make a difference. We watch our homes in the community. So much of homes that you believe they could do better. You stay around neighbors and you hear the conflicts and confusion and the cries. Yes, caller, welcome. Yes, caller, go right ahead. You there, caller? Well, you gotta. I'm not hearing this, caller. I don't know if it's my phone, but you could go. Yeah? You hearing him? Okay. So you might have to try and do it again. I'm not hearing you. So the question is, who could make a difference? Yes, caller, welcome. I'm certain you could make a difference. And then, yeah. But let the caller just call back. Yes. Who could make a difference? Too much issues taking place in our society that I believe ought not to take place. In 1962, Jamaica was considered a very peaceful country. You know? Jamaica was considered a very peaceful country. You did not have all these murders in Jamaica. Today, a number of police regions in Jamaica is running under state of emergency. At that time, I don't know if people know, the US dollar was almost equal to the Jamaican dollar. 62 up to about 67. The Jamaican dollar is from 68, I believe, the 69, the Jamaican dollar started to fall. From one to the other. You visit the mental institute in Grenada, and sometimes you see so much of young men from your own community. And you say, this little boy used to do well in school. This boy was an athlete. And you ask yourself, could I have done anything to make a difference? Because this individual grew up in our society. You visit the home for the aged, and you see so much elderly people. And the age group in the home for the aged is falling. Now you see people 50 years there. They have no one to take care of them. So they need home for the aged. Grenada have the most home for the aged in the Caribbean region. You ask why that is so. It ought not to be. Yes, caller, welcome. Caller, welcome. we struggling this morning with the caller or some? Yeah. I don't know if it's my. I'm not hearing him through my. We're not hearing the caller. So that's a challenge. What we encourage you to do, just try again. Try again. We don't know if it's the problem is in our side or yours or the fluctuating intensity of the internet. But please give us a call. These things not supposed to take place. Why is it we have so much people in the homes? And when you go and make a further investigation from the social worker and the management of the home, some of these children drop their parents there and they're not visiting them. They're not even paying what they agreed to pay. And further investigation would reveal that in some cases, these people are able to pay. They leave land. They have a house. The children drop them there. And they ain't bothering with it. Well, as for the men, they say the man don't mind them. And you used to run how much woman and you ain't bother, you don't mind them. So they forget the man in the home for the age. But even the women, they forget them too. And the social scientists should be asking why. Because we have more landowners than any other country in the region and perhaps the world, it means that a lot of people who are in the home own lands. Grenada is a small country, 100,000 people. It means that children are abandoning their parents. It means that Christianity's significance is diluted in the country. And the secular world taking over. So hell was old people. The children don't feel religiously bound to see after the elderly. And that is a religious thing. Because in real life, dogs doesn't see after old dogs. Pig doesn't see after old pig. It's only the wolf in animals that they say just take care of the elderly ones and take care of the sick. And when the wolf partner die, they mourn for months. Sometimes they never take a new partner. But Christianity say, honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long, blah, blah, blah. So if we have so much churches in Grenada, why is it we have so much people neglected by the children? And those who brought them in the home and pledged to take care of them, why we have so much neglect? I ask this question because it is worse now, Today in our society, for the first time in our history, we have a government that seems to be hostile against the elderly people. So if the government is hostile against the elderly, now we become the policy in the country, and you could have systematic neglect. Now, who could make the difference? You always have to ask that in the society. Who could make the difference? Governments say they're going to legalize weed. And when the government claim they're going to legalize weed, a number of young men take the initiative. They take the initiative and they start to plant weed and trade in weed. But some of them smoking 9 weed a day. They will get mad. How you could smoke 9 weed a day? One individual that seems to managing coke well, my partner, he tell me it's not drug use, It's drug abuse. Because he say he taking coke since coke come in Grenada. But he don't look as if he taking coke. Because he working and he could manage a habit. So he's advancing the view it is not drug use, it's drug abuse. And he was encouraging him to discontinue this practice of taking coke. And he would bring up the argument, it's not drug use, it's drug abuse. But if we don't legalize weed yet, and individuals smoking some big spliff, not small spliff, big spliff, some of them smoking 9, they will get mad. That's too much weed in one brain. 9 weed is for about 10 brain. We not remembering that marijuana preservative is used in marijuana. And not to say they're smoking weed, they grow naturally. Some of them smoking weed where formaldehyde is used to help preserve the weed. Formaldehyde is one of the things we use to embalm people and animals. The weed go embalm your burn. You go turn fragrance. We have more and more you see in young men that did well in school, that was athletes, now on the streets begging for $1. Who could make the difference in the society? We have to constantly ask this question. Who could make the difference? Hurricane Beryl passed. The schools in Carriacou don't open yet. And it seems that nobody is concerned. You hear 1 or 2 people on radio for political reasons make a 2 jab at it. But they only do it for political reasons. We're not seeing genuine concern why our school is not open. Who could make the difference in Grenada? You expect the teachers' union to take the lead. And if the government don't have answers, the teachers' union brainstorm and come up with a package and hand it to the government and say, implement that. The teachers' union seems to be glad school opening in Carriacou. So the teachers in Carriacou on holiday. They're getting pay and they're on holiday. Some of them wish school open till next year. What is going to happen to our children? Who could make the difference? Where are the voices in Grenada? Yes, caller, welcome. Yeah, caller. We lost that caller. So caller, just try again. Where are the voices in Grenada? One school in St. Patrick's. I understand this morning that it is back to normal. That is McDonald's College. I understand McDonald College shift system is over. That school should never be on shift. Because you could have distributed the children in other schools surrounding the area. Our productivity level in schools is so low. Children had 8 weeks home. They whine for carnival. They come back, they expect to return to school, school closed. Yes, Colin.
Pierre?
Yes, my brother.
Good afternoon.
Yes, my brother.
Well, as far as I understand,
who's that?
Money coming.
What is happening on Monday?
Could be opening, guys.
Well, I didn't hear that yet.
Well, listen to me now. When hurricane pass,
Caller, don't come. Caller, come on, not to do that. Hurricane Ivan was 20 years ago. We have 20 years experience. Hurricane Ivan mashed up the whole country. Only Carriacou and one school in St. Patrick's. There is no justification. Caller, come on. There is no justification to compare with no justification to compare with what happened 20 years ago. One parish, 6,000 people, 2 secondary schools. You could have built 2 secondary schools. You could have built Ply School in 2 weeks. What is going on is wrong. There is no comparison with Hurricane Ivan and Emily. None. Grenada was destroyed. Grenada was destroyed. 80% of the nutmeg fall. 80% of the houses was destroyed. Schools was destroyed. Absolutely no comparison. Government could have built Ply School as they did for Anglican and SAS in St. Andrews. They built Ply for it to open back. There is no excuse, scholar. And we have the experience of Ivan and Emily. So we were not taken by surprise. Information and technology is available. We have people who was working in the system 20 years ago. There is no comparison. Only cowards use that as an excuse. None. Where are the voices in Grenada? If the government are political neophytes, political juveniles, the teachers' union know that. So the teachers' union, together with TUC, had to brainstorm and come up with a suggestion how we could get school open as quickly as possible. They knew the Minister of Education is a joker. The Chief Education Officer knew that. We have to, if we continue like that, we're going to bring back Grenada. We're going to have problems like Haiti and Jamaica. We have to believe we can solve our problems. There are institutions directly responsible for certain issues. Where workers is concerned, you have the labor movement, a strong, powerful organization. Where the farmers is concerned, you have the Cocoa Nutmeg Association, and we have representation at its highest level that must take the lead. Where the business sector is concerned, we have the Chamber of Commerce, and they have representation in Parliament. You're going to hear the voice of the opposition, and the role of the opposition is to get rid of the government. So some things they say might look as pure politics. But you must have voices. You cannot have one parish was damaged. You have 2 secondary schools. You could have built Ply during the 4 weeks. Education is important. It is incorrect. It's not right. It is an abomination. That hurricane passed in June or when, and you couldn't get ready for September. Oh, how that could be? That is unacceptable. Even if you had school for 3 hours a day, you had to have school. There is no excuse. And that's why I said the last time, the teachers don't care about productivity. The Grenada Trade Union Council, the Grenada Public Workers Union, the Grenada Teachers Union, the Bank and General Workers Union, the Commercial and General Workers Union, their main objective is for the workers, the members, not productivity. Productivity is a management issue. So if you have a business that is unproductive, you can't blame the workers for it. You blame the manager. For instance, if Kenny Lalsin business is not doing well, you blame Kenny Lalsin. He is the manager. If Andal business is not doing well, you blame Andal. If Daddy Wayne in Grenville business is not doing well, you can't blame the workers. You blame Daddy Wayne. But it's in the workers' interest for the business to do well. Because the firms may close down if they're not doing well. So whereas it is not the union's responsibility for productivity, but as an institution and based upon tradition, they ought to be concerned. If you have a disaster, the trade union should be concerned if the school remain closed when it should open. So you expect them to brainstorm, to come up to the government, to make compromises, to make sacrifices, and get the school open. There is absolutely no excuse to compare with 20 years ago. The economic base of Grenada was not damaged. Tourism is functioning. St. George's University is functioning. The only aspect that is seriously hurt is the nutmeg industry in the north of the island. Cocoa took some leaks in the north of the island. But cocoa is a hardier crop that could stand the traumas of hurricane. So there is no comparison. And people have to stop doing that. One could say the government don't have sense. That's a legitimate excuse. They are political juveniles. They are neophytes. But the teachers' union is an experienced body that could have come up with a formula, suggestions, how we could have schools as quickly as possible. We could have done online programs. We could have school for 3 hours a day and give the children assignments. Writing about burial, poems about burial, art about burial, calypsos about burial, carvings about burial, drama about burial. The teachers' union could have even opened a YouTube program on burial. Only for the schools. Only for the schools. And they could have able to run it 24 hours for the day. And only about the schools. School art, school poetry, school calypso, school experience. Ask any psychologist in the world. They're going to tell you that is therapeutic. We have to have answers. You can't have all these people walking with jacket and tie, speaking English more than the British, as if they swallow the grammar book, and they cannot solve problems. It's not fair. It's not right. It is not good. Who could make the difference? We must ask that in our society. We have too much people posing and giving you the impression that they could make a difference, and anytime a crisis comes, they hide in. That's cowards. If you're in the military and war break out, you want to send just regular trained soldiers in front? No. Take a copy on the United States of America. Perhaps the most well-oiled army in the world. United States of America. They have Marines. When they have a war, they don't send the regular army. They send the better trained individuals first. The most amount of deaths come from them. They take the most risk because they are better trained. Our intellectuals in Grenada, they're hiding. Our best trained minds in Grenada are hiding. Our teachers is the most educated group. They're hiding. Where is the teachers' union in all that? You're supposed to be in the forefront coming up with solutions. You're behaving as if you glad school clothes. And I don't believe, and I'm not certain you don't glad, because I've not heard anything from the chief education officer, from the area education officers, from principal from school, showing any concern about the low productivity in school or the fact that school was not open in a timely basis. How that could be right? You see, we're going to create the problems in our society. I always felt that the Trinidad government and the people of Trinidad is responsible for the crimes that are going on in Trinidad. The people in Jamaica and the Jamaica government is responsible for the crime that's going on in Jamaica. I've said before already, Bustamante begs Siaga not to forget the poor. Bustamante forgot the poor. He treated the Rastafarians very bad in Jamaica. And on his dying bed, he begged Siaga not to do what he do. Siaga going poor, he do the same thing. When poor run up in the head, he's starting to call PJ Patterson Chichi man, Chichi boy. He forget the poor. So Siaga beg wholeness not to forget the poor. Don't forget the poor. But wholeness still abandon the poor in Jamaica. Today in Jamaica, wholeness is passing laws to expand prison sentence and strengthen gun code. While police have to have emergency powers in some areas. Some areas they're going with armored car. Where will it end? Yes, caller, welcome. Tell us. You listen to the radio in the back, so we have a delay.
Yeah,
So you have to cut
I'm
off.
not listening to the radio. You went off a while. What about the Calypsonian now, Mr. Pierre? They're singing all kind of thing about all. They're singing all kind of thing about all women, all kind of thing about school this and government this and government. Where is the Calypsonian? No, what is about the Calypsonian now? Where is the Calypsonian now that have to be on the air talking for the children and them? What about Scholar? Scholar was in education. He's supposed to take a forefront and do what he have to do. I don't see why. I mean, I just don't beat up on everybody. I mean, and answer that people, but them supposed to come out now. The Calypsonian have to come out now and sing about that. Now they have to make records about this kind of thing that's going on in the country. But you're hearing none of it. It's a Scholar and all that. Anyhow, have a break.
Well, not very many Grenadian Calypsonian that I could quote from in promoting education. I remember Sparrow, children go to school and learn well. Otherwise, later on, you go catch hell. And I remember Miss Tyra, while she beating her son to go to school, she's singing that. But a Grenadian Calypsonian have not sung much songs encouraging children to get education. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yes, good afternoon to Mr. Pierre.
Yes, caller.
And how are you, sir?
Great, man.
Have a good day. I'll tell you something, I admire you for your energy. You know, and your purpose. I'm not asking you to slow down, sir, because, you know, things is very, very chaotic. No, I believe what is happening to our Grenadian people is that we have taken the battering and we get to the cruising stage now. People have thrown their hands in the air. What could we do? And so the that fed upness is there, and people just don't care. You know, you heard me talk about the growth of the building the economy and putting people to work, leadership, management roles and responsibility for decades. And people wasn't listening with a view to putting systems in place to prevent those things. No, people are not developing fast enough. At the times, the economics have caught up with us. And so most of us look at, what do I do from here? I can't make it anymore because cost is so high. Everything is against me, so relax. And even those teachers, they're fed up, they're stressed out. You know, look at what we're doing now. We are we have been doing it for some time, floating money on the stock exchange. You understand, we are doing business in money, selling money to get money to run our business. Now, when we get this money, what do we do with it? Do we put it in the productive sector? No. We take it to pay salaries, etc., and that goes into sardine and corned beef. We don't take this money to grow the economy and then to put people. Some people doesn't like to hear me say so. They want me to spell out the arms of the economy that I'm talking about when I'm talking about growth. But I don't have to do that. I have already spoken to everybody, the politicians, so everybody knows, I think by now, what is the arms of the economy that produce the revenue and those that produce the deficit, as they say, the expenditure side. How do we turn around? We have young people, young leaders, who to me, are not listening, are not taking advice from the elderlies, and so as a result of that, they cannot solve the problem, or they're not attempting to solve the problem, yet they think they're doing well. We're going to continue doing that for the next 3 years, and by that, the country might be in a worse state. We have to recognize that we, as a citizen, we have to divorce ourselves from the politics and the rhetoric, and to take the bull by the horns and see how much we could develop ourselves so we can make a difference. Those of us who could invest, forget the policies of the government, and invest where we could have a return and help in providing survival for somebody else. If we fail to do those things, I'll tell you something, this country is going to get from bad to worse. And we are all going to be in difficulties, all of us. Look at what is happening now with respect to the new pension that government is concentrating on. That's a disaster. I don't see why we have to set up a new pension when we have the NIS. Yeah? That's where we have to go. Grow the economy, put people to work, put everybody on the NIS system, and that's it. We don't have to set up a new pension system for that because it's going to create problem back to the court again, and then more trouble. So you're doing a good job, and I want people to understand that when I talk, I don't talk politics because I don't believe in politics, too much rhetoric. I talk economics, growth, survival for the citizens, everybody. Have a great day, sir.
Yes, scholar, you raised the point. What the government doing is a disaster. This new pension scheme is a disaster. It has not been well thought out. You're going to go bankrupt, and it's a disaster. And I'm amazed that the unions is so quiet on it. This union is setting up themselves. The union is setting up themselves. And the sad thing is, the only income union have is membership. And this new pension system that the government is trying to put as an excuse because they claim they're going to make everybody permanent is a disaster. Who could make the difference? And the situation seems to be deteriorating fast. And I like to stay with the schoolhouse. Our teachers today are more educated than any other time in our history. They are better paid, better remunerated than any other time in our history. They have more discretionary income as a result of employment than any other time in our history. They have more technology to their advantage, and they get more opportunities than any other time in our history. Years ago, teachers started to get sabbatical, 13 weeks, and they start to get concession to purchase transport. And then almost every school have a deputy principal. They have a secretary. They have heads of department. The school is better equipped today than yesterday. Yes, caller, welcome.
Hey, afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes.
Yeah, how was your weekend?
Great, man. Good, man.
All right. Yeah, Mr. Pierre, we had a wonderful day yesterday at St. Patrick. The zonal meeting in St. Patrick West. The turnout was great. And information, a lot of information and factual information were given out to the supporters who was there. So I want to encourage the supporters that were there, those that were online listening, you gather information, share the information to the people who can compete mathematics. Let them know what is going on in the country. Because one of the things that we recognize that with this present government, they don't want people to know what they are doing. They don't want people to know what they do because they're trying to lie. Because what they're telling the supporters, don't listen to other programs. Because if the supporters listen to other programs, they're going to know what the other programs saying. It is the truth. So they want to keep them in a way that they will always believe what they want them to hear. We always say the truth will set you free. The truth will set you free. I'm simply looking at what is going on in our country, and greater is going on a precipice. Where you have this NDC government right now, they have no idea how to govern. They have no idea of how to assist the poor and needy. And if they have any idea, the idea that they have to assist is to make life more difficult for the poor people of Greater Caribbean Pitting Martin. Except when you have burial Pierre and the government got money to assist the poor and needy people in the country, right? But instead of they help them and make them life better, you're making their life more miserable. Tell them go in the Grand Development Bank and get a loan. Right? Some of the people they lost their home. The little money that they had, they used it to try to build back the home. But that was not able to reach far enough. Instead of they assist the people, right? Like assist the people, whatever means, giving them the material and getting laborers for them, but you pay the laborers. They tell them go in the bank and get a loan. And when they put that money in the Greater Development Bank, that's what they do. That's what they did to the people that got houses in the housing unit, and they know differently. People in the housing unit they would not be able to get loan. That is the same thing that they do to the people that with the $25 million. They ask them to go and get in the Greater Development Bank. This government is heartless. This government have no compassion for the poor people of Greater Caribbean Pitting Martin. No, when I also analyze them, what they are saying to the poor people, we could do as much as we want. When come close to election, you going to forget what we did to you, and we go come back to you and offer your money, and you will support us again. So what we who have the truth and who know the truth know what exactly is going on. We have to educate our children, educate our grandchildren, educate the public, and let the public know exactly what is going on in the country. going at the country, what the government is doing. And when you look at the policies of this government, Mr. Pierre, is not to help the poor people of Greater Carriacou and Peter Martinique, but to make the poor people of Greater Carriacou and Peter Martinique life more miserable. Mr. Pierre, have a blessed night.
Yes, Caller, you spoke about meeting well attended. And remember, both parties have about 20,000 supporters. So whether NNP or NDC, all of them could bring out 2,000 supporters in a small place and make it look at a lot of meeting. And I'm not impressed with the numbers. Caller, prior to Carnival, yes, Caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre.
Yes, Caller, welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon. You was talking some about marijuana there. You know marijuana has a lot of benefit.
Caller, the method in which they use marijuana, it don't no good benefit in it. The method in which marijuana is consumed in Grenada will make people mad. It don't good.
Yeah, I know, but
it don't good.
Yeah, but listen to me. But we in the Caribbean have to see it as a medical marijuana or
Caller, we're not using marijuana for medicine. We smoking marijuana to get a high, psychedelic, and we smoking 9 spliff a day. That don't go.
Mr. Pierre, when I used to go to school, I knew a teacher used to teach me, and the man still smoking weed, and you know he.
And you don't get mad yet?
No, he don't take himself, but somebody take a pill. Some of the youngsters now, who smoke weed, they don't take care.
That teacher said, Caller, there was a lot of teachers that said bad example in school, you know. They smoke marijuana, and a lot of the boys left school and follow them, you know. A lot of them turned vagrants.
No, but he never smoked weed in front of the children. A lot of people.
But he didn't have to smoke it in front of the children. Once they know teacher smoking weed is a license for them to smoke.
Yeah, but Mr. Pierre, it's like alcohol too. If you abuse something,
you're running from marijuana to alcohol.
No, I'm not running from alcohol.
Let's stay on marijuana. Let's stay on marijuana.
Yeah, but if you abuse something, it's gonna be dead for you. Some people smoke. Yes. This young guy smoking weed. They don't eat. They don't take care of themselves. Smoking 10, 7, 8 weed a day. Yes, but
they get mad.
Yes.
And the weed they're smoking, you have preservative in it.
Yeah.
They're using formaldehyde.
Yeah.
And
everybody know that. Everybody know, but
everybody know that, and they're doing light on weed. Don't good.
Yeah,
it is not good.
Yeah, but you know, like the extract of the weed.
But we're not extracting the extract. We're smoking the whole weed.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. Israel and all this place and all into construction. People using marijuana to do different things. The extractive plant marijuana.
The University of the West Indies fail us.
Yeah, what I'm saying, say that the educated ones fail us, so that's why the system is so.
Them lawyers trick us. They give the impression they like weed. So when police hold them weed, man, they will go to them.
Yeah,
they're bad-minded.
If we use it and different, and I always say to that Grenada never use their school of med in the red.
The school of med is not ours. It's a university that provide medical doctors for the United States of America.
Yeah, but it's there too, so you all could come together and be hands.
We don't have much say in the U.S. in the policy and the curriculum.
Oh, well,
we have more power with the University of the West Indies because it belongs to the
the policy is to collect to rent and thing, and that's it. No, but certain people do a lot of things about weed. If the Caribbean, if the government come on hand and university, there's so much thing you could do with weed.
Weed do good. Marijuana go make them young boy and them get mad. They do good.
Well, because of this generation now don't know what they're doing.
They're smoking weed, they're eating it in food. Cause I never eat weed in food yet.
Mr. Pierre, I'm from the old school. And I know right, I born in the 70s.
So you know about weed and rice.
Well, I mean, I know
some people sleep for 2 days. When they eat a good plate of food, particularly if you have an appetite like a cemetery, sometimes 2 days is sleeping.
Yeah, but but some of these young guys, Mr. Pierre, who smoking the weed,
They will get
can't
mad.
rap weed. They can't rap.
They
weed.
go get
put
mad.
They put that kind of thing in. I have a friend of mine whose son didn't know to smoke weed. Somebody put a coke in the weed game. I mean,
A black cigarette, a little kind of thing.
Yeah, they don't know how to do things.
But Color, you never eat marijuana fudge.
No, I don't.
That's bad, you know.
I don't think that.
And they go and give it to the children in the school.
Yeah, well,
Marijuana don't good.
Yeah, those kids them these days don't know what they're doing, so they just get their.
You never drink marijuana wine.
I drink the root for asthma. The root.
The roots are making you drunk too.
No, the root. My father died from asthma, and he should drink that lot. He may have.
And he's still dead from asthma. He didn't cure.
No, but I
You
know
didn't cure him.
she died from asthma.
You give him temporary relief. Can get a nice high.
No, but we have to see it. We have to put the medication, put the stuff into proper.
But we're not using it as medicine, Color. You see, everybody talking about the medicinal importance, but we're not using it as medicine.
Well, that's why we have the university and the
Well, we're pushing weed and say legalize it because it's good for medicine. But our people not using it as medicine. They're smoking it. It's a social, recreational thing to get a high.
But you know that everything that man has touched, man has destroyed, so.
Then we do good. Tell children we do good.
Man, look, man, touch the Bible, man, destroy the Bible.
No, let's destroy the Bible. Wrong with you. You try Bible what? The Bible is solid as a rock.
Now everything man touch, man, destroy, so. Have a good day. Everything man touch, man, destroy.
Yeah. Now the weed talk is a good discussion. But we have to be honest about ourselves because Grenadians consume weed to get a high as a social recreational issue, not for medicinal purpose. They say weed good for glaucoma. Well, there may be some substance in the weed you could extract, but we're not extracting nothing. We're smoking, and already they tell you that the smoking is not good for the lungs. That doesn't mean you could smoke for 90 years and nothing to do your lung. But they claim that the smoking is not good for the lung. Then you cook marijuana in food. Bonje, if you're greedy and you don't custom with weed, zombie take you. Some girls take marijuana in food when they wake up 2 days after. They don't know who pick cotton, who don't pick cotton. So we have to send a clear message to our children that yes, there may be substance in the marijuana if extracted is good. But you have to look at the economics of it. And we are not using weed as medicine. And the medical doctors, the regular medical doctors, they're not trained to use weed as medicine. Those kind of psychologists might tell you, well, if you excited, take a weed because it go cool your nerves. It break your nerves. That's how those mad people take tablets and they break down, walking with their hands straight by the arms. Weed do good. And if you eat weed in food, try it. Eat a good plate of weed and weed and rice. A weed and fudge. You're getting one high. You think it's dry juice you drink. Weed done good. The government claim they go legalize weed. Automatically you're attracting gun. Because the guys who involved in weed, they want the iron dog to protect the weed. And when the Attorney General jump up and bawling, shoot Babylon, bo, that was a catalyst. That was a catalyst that encouraged the younger guys who are on the edge of the law, who have no respect for the police, who already the Christian religion significance is diluted. They get gunfire into imitating the Attorney General. You see the Minister of Finance say the damn mats not working. You hear much people bawling about the damn mats not working. Imitating, copycat. Some people who are political artists, political comedians, they use it to kick on the minister. But others adopt it as part of the twang. We have to be straightforward. The question we have to ask ourselves all the time, who could make the difference in society? You're living in a community and you see the young men, 25 years, they don't make a day work yet. They're smoking weed, they're drinking rum, they have no respect. They turn job. They stop play job, you know. No, they turn job. They cussing win. No respect for the elders. No respect for the police. And too much people is silent. You have young men leaving school. And some of them, when they leave school, they're worse than when they enter school. Because now they're extremely disrespectful and hostile. They're cussing the women. These songs, the guy asked about music, these songs that are sung today is very rebellious, very aggressive. They practically daring the women. When you hear the harsh language they use against women, and the women whining to the language, they're whining. How this thing could be good? How could it be good? Some songs used to make you romantic and dream about a nice woman that you want to marry. These songs are giving instruction. Very shameful songs. And women are being used. The women are being used in the song. Because the men have no respect for them. It's not to say the women, they're whining and saying, cock up and show me the tattoo below the navel. They don't even want to walk with the women in the day. Let me repeat that. They don't even want to walk with the women in the day. Watch and see if you see boys holding women hand in the day. When nighttime come, you jump up tight as wax, but not in the day. Some of them hiding behind the women when they see a light coming. Instead of the women hiding, the men hiding. Because we have destroyed all women in the society. And when you think the Attorney General go set some example, she's a lawyer. You expect more from her. Jumping up with one foot in the air as if she's a bandit. Saying shoot Babylon. When you say shoot Babylon, you're showing utter contempt and disrespect for the police. And Grenada police have been doing a good job. But if we don't respect them as elders, you expect the young one to respect them? You hear incident of another minister from Karaku disrespecting the police. Openly. And more you hear top NDC individuals. The language, the utterances, the expressions that they're using is objectionable. And to compound all that, a little hurricane destroyed one parish, 2 secondary schools there, and school to open. You could have built ply structures in a week. It ain't taking you a week to build that. You could have used ply structures. Ply structures. Somebody galvanized that you're throwing away. You could have used to bar area. Even if the children cannot go to school when rain coming, you could have them under tent for 3 hours of the day and give them assignments added with Zoom, who have Zoom, even though you brought them in different centers and make sure internet was in different areas. What kind of handicapped government is that? And to add insult to injury, the unions behaving as if they're immature and do sense. The unions have hundreds of years of experience. Even you just go there as a union leader, you must know what the elders used to do. And you have a number of stalwart union leaders still alive. In a crisis, you call a few of them back. That's what you do. In a crisis, You call one or two union leaders back and invite them to a meeting. Say we brainstorming on this issue. And you in Tonglong? You have Carrie Shaw's, you have Vira McQueen, you have Samuel Britton, you have Jeanette Dubois. Stout union leaders. Call them back. That is what you should have done because you don't know. Brainstorm how we could get the schools in Carriacou operational for September. What alternatives we could do. They have answers. They was in Tonglong. So we have to constantly ask the question, who could make the difference? And as we come to the end of the show, we have a caller. Caller, welcome. You're going to end the show for us.
Yes. Okay, good afternoon.
Who could make the difference? Yes,
I'm going to punch. Yeah, I'm going to punch. I think the government could have done much more for the children in Carriacou and Petit Martinique. They had, even in Hillsborough as it stands, there's an old foundation that the people, the Americans, built before, temporary accommodation for the children to go to school. And you could see the structure, the foundation is still there. They could have used the Guyanese to build back school for the children, just temporary school for the children in Carriacou and Petit Martinique. And I understand some of them have to go to school in tents, right? They could have done better than that because the people was there, the Guyanese people was there for a very long time, and they could have used them to build back the school. So I don't know what they're doing as far as I'm concerned. They're not treating people nice at all. Plenty more to say, but next time.
Yes, caller, and I always welcome your voice. We have to continue to speak because these challenges we have to ask who could make the difference. And I believe all of us could make the difference. You can't live in a home and you throughout the night you hear your neighbor child crying, particularly if you're in a better position than them and you just drive out and go without inquiring. What is the problem? We have to be our neighbor's keeper. We have to be concerned. And the teachers are well educated. Who you expect to be blamed? Parents? No. I believe to whom much is given, much is expected. And I'm extremely disappointed in the teachers union executive. You are the ones to call. Rank and file people could call you and tell you, but you may not obey, you may not respond to them. But once you're on the executive, all of you to blame. And it's sad that we have a government that is arrogant and rude and lack institutional knowledge, and they're greedy, and they are poor people terrorists. And it's very difficult for them to recover at this stage. But I blame the teachers union executive, not the rank and file teacher. The teachers union executive, you fail badly. You fail miserably. Get your act together. We must be able to solve problems in Grenada. If we don't, like TLC Kawana, you will feel it in your belly. All the young men that live in school, they can't even get a job with security. So more and more you see women doing security in the night. The men can't get a job because they have a police record. They can't get a job. Some of them can't get a job because they don't have a phone. Because when you get this job, you have to have a phone. So I think we have to spend some time and ask the question, who could make a difference? And thank you very much. And we'll be back with you again tomorrow, God's will, between 12 and 1 for another opportunity as we search around who could make the difference. Thank you very much.